Self-Flare Squad, welcome back to my channel and to another video. So today we're gonna be doing something a little different. I am gonna sit down and talk to you guys about my experience with idols, such as working with them, even encounters. But before we begin, I do have a special message for you guys from One Team.
Just fun. Hello, we are One Team. Yeah.
Hi everyone, hi Celeste.
We have a very special mission for Celeste.
Is to tell our fans about One Team Gesture.
Yeah.
Don't miss your chance to get ticket for our concert.
Please join us, Team 1.
See y'all at the concert. One Team US tour. Hello, just one.
So yes, in order to enter the giveaway, all you gotta do is follow these steps. Share my video on social media. When sharing my video, please include the hashtag OneTeamTicketGiveaway. Then leave a comment under this YouTube video. And your comment should have the following. Number 1, which show location you want to attend. Number 2, the reason you want to go. And number 3, the link to the post where you shared my video on social media. Alright, so good luck to everyone. And now as far as story time goes, I know a couple of you guys might have not heard these stories before, so I'm just gonna take this opportunity to do that now. Let me start off with the idols I recently worked with during my last Korea trip. The first idols that I worked with was actually One Team. Now, we attended their showcase and we were gonna film an interview, but more than that happened. By surprise, we ended up doing a group reaction, which I've never done before. People who have seen the reaction asked if I was nervous. Now, the thing is, I'm pretty good at staying professional. Not gonna lie, of course I was nervous because this was all new to me. But One Team made us super comfortable by making comments before and during the reaction. So the environment felt super chill, which I enjoyed.
Wait a minute.
It's me.
Hold up.
Okay, hold on.
The best cut.
The next group I worked with during the trip was A.C.E. I remember being so hungry because we didn't eat in the morning, so your girl was chowing down on some chicken. Okay, I know this is off topic, but Korea has one of the best chickens. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yes, sorry. Anyways, back to the story. We were eating when A.C.E. walked in, and of course I panicked because I had chicken in my mouth and chopsticks, and instead of putting the chicken down, I stuffed it in my mouth like... Why? What? I don't know, I panicked, okay? This time around, I filmed a little clip with them to post on Instagram for their tour, and then they were all just super chill. Even though I messed up on my parts in the beginning, A.C.E. was of course really good at what they do, so it was just natural for them to say their lines while I'm over here stumbling. Then I worked with D1s. Now, I don't know why I thought this was gonna be a good idea. It seemed like a brilliant idea before it began. Your girl ended up choosing a segment where I danced with D1s. Your girl was praying. I don't know why. In my head, I thought I could get it. I don't know, but I'm glad that D1s was patient with me. They all took turns teaching their parts, and as we progressed, I noticed that they started to get a little bit more comfortable and made jokes here and there along with some noises. Even though we had a language barrier, they did their best to describe the motions to me. And the great thing about dance, especially teaching choreography to others, is that you let the movements speak for themselves. And then hope the person learning will get it. Unlike me. No, but all jokes aside, as messy as I was, D1s made this experience super fun. Then a couple of days later, I filmed again with One Team. This time we did a game segment. Now, let me tell you though, you guys don't know how thankful I am towards One Team and their staff. They were just wonderful and super helpful, so thank you if you guys are watching this video. Not only did they help think of this game, but they also helped with the location and even the props. Like, they printed out the names and even printed out the cards for the game. The members of One Team would interact with us before it began, and it just made the environment super open, chill, fun, so it already started off really good. Even when we were playing the game, like they would make up their own little game in between and add a little bit more flair to it. So I thought that was really cool. One of the members named BC, he is fluent in English and he would translate sometimes, but most of the time language wasn't an issue. We just worked off of each other's signals, expressions, and just had a blast. And so, my last story for today, I'm just gonna briefly go over it. There is a more detailed video about this story on my channel, and I'm just gonna put the link down in my description box, but it was my encounter with BTS. Yes. Some of you guys might not know the story, but alright, let's just go over it. So I have seen BTS a couple of times before this incident, but nothing like this where kind of like face-to-face interaction. So this happened at the 2017 American Music Awards. And I attended as a seat filler and I was assigned to the pit, which is at the front. And basically our job is to be hyped and to just, you know, look all good in front of the camera because we're gonna be shown on TV. And because this is basically a job, we are not allowed to bring our phones. And so there is no footage of this. Unless someone recorded before the show started. I asked around if anyone had this footage, but sadly, no. The only footage that I had was from other people's phones. The people who were allowed to bring their phone. So before the event started, my friend wanted to go get a drink of water. And in order to go to the water fountains, you do have to, you know, go out of the arena and go to the water fountains. But in order for us to do that, we had to cross in front of BTS. So we did that. We walked across from them, or walked past them, sorry. We walked back in and then we saw RM and Jackson in the corner chatting it up. Very cute interaction. But my friend, which is a guy, is a huge fan of Jackson. And he was all like, I'm going to ask him for a handshake. And I was like, boy, no, don't. I mean, I was panicking because in my head, I was like, girl, no. So I stayed away because I didn't want to be part of it. And I wanted my friend, who was the guy, to interact. Because it's nice to see, you know, a fanboy interact with their idols. And they don't really get to see that as often. Not saying that there is not a lot of fanboys, there is, but they don't get that interaction as often. So my friend went up to Jackson and was all like, can I please get a handshake? And Jackson was so down for it. He was all in it and he's like, yeah, man. So he shook Jackson's hand and it was funny because I looked over to RM. Your boy was waiting for that handshake. You know how like when he's kind of like expecting, and you know the whole handshake thing with RM, right? So in my head, I was like, boy, you better shake RM's hand too, or I'm just kidding, no. But of course, my friend went for the handshake with RM and he was so down for it, and it was just wonderful to see. And I love how whenever like RM shakes someone's hands, he like looks into their eyes, like he's looking into their soul. And after this event, it kind of just broke the ice for me. And when we're heading back, the only members that were left in their seats was Suga, V, Jimin, and J-Hope. Now I don't know where Jin was at that time, but Jungkook was probably out to get his snacks. The first member I made eye contact with was Suga. Okay, he has beautiful eyes. But then I looked over and I saw J-Hope. His smile was like the ray of light. Of course, you know Hobie, he's our sunshine. And so his smile was just so welcoming. Like he was looking at me like, okay, I can't smile like him, so I'm not gonna even try. And because of his smile, I was able to approach them. But I didn't want to come up to them as like a fan, even though I am a fan. That doesn't even make any sense. But you would think I would come up to them and say, oh, I love you guys. I love your music. Thank you so much for everything. No. Okay, let me explain really quick. At that time, I was playing a lot of Overwatch, and it's a video game that V and Jimin, or I'm sorry, not Jimin, V and Jungkook also play. Sorry, I'm getting flashbacks. So your girl walked up to them with 2 thumbs up and was like, Overwatch? I mean, like that at that moment, I already blacked out. I don't even know what I was doing. A full sentence couldn't even come out. I just said one word. And my friend said that he saw Jimin laughing. And Fee was like smiling, and I'm okay. So I was just completely gone at that time. And V stood up. And I don't know, in my head, I was like, maybe I should go for a handshake. So I kind of like put my hand out, but then, you know, when you're having like internal battle with yourself, and I pulled my hand back, I'm like, no. But then, why am I shaking, girl? This like happened like, I don't even, years ago. Your boy Tay decided to put his hand out and go for that handshake. You don't know how thankful I am, because I mean, like, come on, this random girl coming up asking for a handshake. I mean, me and Tay had a little interaction. He gave me a handshake. It was amazing. I'll never forget that moment. And I mean, if you want to hear more details about that, like I said, go to my video. So after that, during that interaction, actually, I was all like, it's nice to meet you. And I think that's when like I clicked back in, like, girl, what is going on? Whatever. I was like, okay, we need to go. This is a little bit too much now. And so after I said, it's nice to meet you, I just dipped. And I think that's like one of my most regretful moments, was just leaving the boys hanging. I kind of just went in for I should have shook like everyone's hands. I should have shook J-Hope's hands. He's the reason why like I even was able to approach them. And so that's one of my regrets. But yes, you guys, those are my little stories about my working experience with idols and also my interaction with BTS. I hope you enjoyed this video though. If you did, make sure to click that like button and also join the Fleur Squad by subscribing, you guys. Thanks for watching.